Donald Trump has made it crystal clear how he feels about most of our so-called what's left over remaining allies when he says things like this.
NATO has treated the United States of America very unfairly. We never asked for anything. We never got anything.
Hey there, welcome back into another breaking story here at Occupy Democrats. And Donald Trump in this breaking story is about to find out you reap what you sow because of things said like this.
Let me put this in words you might understand. Mr. President, fuck off.
And when one of our major allies on the world stage is willing to stand up in public and tell you to F off in front of the world, it makes complete sense that when you, as the President of the United States, arrive in Davos, Switzerland for the World Economic Forum, look what you arrive to. Absolute crickets. Not a singular person there to meet the U.S. President. Wow.
I think it's important to say that NATO has been extraordinarily successful. It's often called the most successful alliance in history. The average lifespan over the past...
And that's the truth about NATO in many ways over 70 years, and so is this from another EU leader.
Dear President Trump, America does not have and will not have a better ally than Europe. Today, Europeans spend on defense many times more than Russia and as much as China. And I think you can have no doubt, Mr. President, that this is an investment in common American and European defense and security.
Yeah, that's true, Donald. We don't have a whole lot of allies left. You might want to start appreciating them. And if you'd just like to see Trump out of the White House, subscribe to the channel. But it doesn't stop there for NATO.
500 years for a collective defense alliance is just 15 years, and NATO is 70. So it's a great success story.
And the reality is, in this breaking story, this truth right here should set Trump free. Will it?
I would therefore have two remarks here. Dear America, appreciate your allies. After all, you don't have that many. And speaking about solidarity, I want to dispel the American president's argument, which says that the US alone protects Europe against our enemies and that the US is almost alone in this struggle.
Yeah, Trump doesn't have the ability to appreciate anything other than himself. But in this breaking story, he's sitting on a public stage with the General Secretary of NATO, Mark Rutte, and Mark absolutely lights him up, and Trump cannot say a damn thing. Check this breaking story video out right here.
There's one thing I heard you say yesterday and today. You were not absolutely sure that the Europeans would come to the rescue of the US if you will be attacked. Let me tell you, they will. And they did in Afghanistan, as you know, for every American who paid the ultimate, for every 2 Americans who paid the ultimate price, there was one soldier from another NATO country who did not come back to his family. From the Netherlands, from Denmark, particularly from other countries. So you can be assured, absolutely, if ever the US will be under attack, your allies will be with you. Absolutely, there's an absolute guarantee. I really want to tell you this because it is important. It pains me if you think it is not. And under your leadership, this alliance is stronger than ever.
Did you get all of that? Notice how Donald just frumps, lumps, sits, says nothing? Because that's right, Donald Trump. Sometimes, sure, do I believe NATO should pay their fair share? Absolutely. Dollars are dollars. But not every single thing is a pure transaction of dollars. NATO has been responsible for supporting us in a number of different areas, not even just Afghanistan, but 9/11 and a multitude of other skirmishes and things we've gotten in. But you see, Donald Trump actually knowing that would require Donald Trump to actually read, because history usually comes with either reading or, at least these days, listening to things from the past or people who are talking about the past. But Donald Trump doesn't function that way. Donald Trump thinks that every single thing is a dollar transaction. He doesn't understand sweat equity, and he certainly doesn't understand any form of something you get back that isn't based on a hard dollar. NATO has a lot of issues, as the gentleman said, but the reality is Trump is slowly denigrating, diminishing, and disappearing all of the allies we have. And you know what's going to happen? What's going to happen is it's going to affect the economy of the U.S., and people here are going to be hurt by it even more than by what China did with the soybeans this past summer. You guys like and share the video. Stay frosty.